when you film in a car,
Yeah.
which I've done for various documentaries and television programmes, I believe they get special permission to be on the road with a camera, filming the movement of a car. I think, I'm not sure.
Right, you're probably right.
Certainly, if you have you might not for interior, because the last thing I did, which was quite.
Have you got a camera sticking out the side? Clearly.
Well, I did. I went to India for Horizon. I did doing a Horizon, and the director stuck a camera on the bonnet.
Right. Oh yeah, I think if you've got one externally, because I've done that. Yeah, you have to have permission, and
yeah,
because I've been pulled over once with a camera on the bonnet with a crew. Right. I mean, a legitimate, proper telly.
Yeah.
And we had a camera on the bonnet, and we got pulled over.
Yeah.
It wasn't
So were we
off.
off?
Well, we may as well. I'll just quickly introduce you.
Yeah.
That bloke there.
Hello.
It's all his fault.
Yes.
This is Mr. David Baddiel. I don't know how to say your name.
You said it correctly just now.
Fuck, if I hadn't said it, I had to say it.
How are you going to say it?
I might have said Baddiel.
Well, people, one of the things about being known in the public eye for quite a long time now is that it has, at least with all the trials and tribulations it's brought, it's sort of more or less sorted out my name, in the sense that when I first appeared, it was incredible how wrong people used to get my name. I have said this on television, but I once was at a party and a voice came through the intercom saying, "Taxi for Mr. Baddiel," and it was me, and I thought, how have they got it that wrong?
Baddiel.
Yeah, and there was another time I got arrested once. I was on a Stop the City march, and I hadn't gone really to smash up the city, I'd just gone for a laugh, but I then got arrested because I got involved in the wrong melee somehow, and I was in bloody prison for the whole day, and then they started releasing people gradually, and I was so worried that they were going to get my name wrong, because they were reading names out.
Right, but you never get out.
Yeah, I thought I'll never get out, and so I heard a name, right, and it was something like David Baddiel. And I thought, that's it. I came out, they checked it, it wasn't me. There was someone called David Baddiel in there. So they obviously thought he's trying to get out under false pretences. He'll back you up for 2 years. And I had to go back in. It was an awful moment.
Now, tell me which way to go.
Go left. Yeah, what I want to do is, I want to buy some fish.
You need to get some fish.
Frank Skinner is coming around tonight with his girlfriend, and I can ask him to do this if you like.
Yeah, no, do. Yeah.
And
I'd love to do
his girlfriend doesn't eat any meat, but she eats fish.
Pescatarian.
Yeah, and so at some point I need to find somewhere where I can buy some fish.
Really good fish shop.
For her.
Yeah.
She was a vegan actually, but now clearly she's moved on from veganism a bit. And I was also thinking about going to a health food shop and buying some stuff for kidney stones. I don't have a kidney stone,
right?
But and I'm not a hypochondriac either. No, I'm not. But I am. You will be interested to know I'm on a high-fat diet at the moment.
Wow.
This is something I've worked out through my research. Is that the quickest way to lose weight, viewers,
maybe,
is a high-fat diet. Now, people will think this is nonsense, but if you actually check the research, you can check it on the net. If you, for example, you go to Wikipedia and you put in medical research low carbohydrate diets, what you will discover is that if you put people on a low fat diet, if you put them on a low carbohydrate high protein diet, or if you put them on a low carbohydrate low protein high fat diet, the people who lose weight quickest are the ones in the last group.
Wow. Isn't that Pritikin? Isn't his one where you just eat like steak?
Well, there's one. Atkins really is sort of eating steak and just green veg and no carbs.
Right.
And that is a version of it. But he doesn't really recommend that you eat fat. He doesn't really recommend that you eat lots and lots of sort of sheer fat.
Lots of butter on your toast. I mean, interestingly, I think I have quite a high fat diet. And
what do you eat?
Oh, just anything.
Go right here.
Go right.
Yeah.
I'm completely slack. I'll eat whatever's there.
Well, you're pretty thin though.
But I'm not hugely. I've put on weight since I got up middle-aged, but not like
middle-aged, surely.
Well, late middle-aged.
Surely you're only 24.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I don't. And I do exercise, but I don't. But I take no interest in my diet whatsoever in terms of. I think I should eat that. That's a little bit.
Right.
So I do.
So you never bothered?
Never. No.
Right. Well, you're pretty thin then. You must have. There was a Horizon program on the other day about people who, we always say there are people who eat what they like and they never get fat.
Yes.
There was a program taking about 20 of those people and making them eat as much as they could, and some of them, not all of them, some of them still hardly put on any weight at all.
I wonder if I think I might, if I had really a proper fast food diet and all that stuff. I think I'd pork out pretty quick. I don't think it's, but I just don't.
There must be something.
I don't like it.
There must be something about your metabolism or your diet that means that you don't actually put on weight, even though you don't. Do you like sweet stuff?
No.
Yeah, well, that's
so
the key.
naturally don't bother with that very much.
The thing that I've worked out at this late stage in my life is that
Not that late. You're 25.
I'm 25. The real problem in making people pork up, and I think getting ill, is sugar, not fat.
Right.
And sugar means obviously sugar, but it also means all sorts of other things like white bread and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I quite like white bread and I have sugar in my tea.
Right. So you just said you didn't like sweet stuff. You were lying.
Well, I don't like puddings or sweets. You know, like.
So you don't have much. It's just sugar in your tea.
Yeah,
odd.
That's really the only sugar I would have.
Quite odd to have sugar in your tea, but not like puddings. That's quite an unusual thing.
Is that, that's a bit of a. I'm quite conflicted in quite many areas.
You are, but I think
straight on or
left ear.
Left ear.
Yeah. If I was trying to portray a conflicted character, I might have them have sugar in their tea, but hate puddings. So I might use that.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Well, and we're about to shoot another Red Dwarf. We're about to, yeah,
it's coming
on
back.
Friday. We start shooting.
Really?
On Saturday. Yeah.
Wow. Well, and is it? What is it? The arthritic one?
Well, we do look a bit older. We're still actually.
Is it like that Star Trek? There was one Star Trek where they all came back, and William Shatner and all the alcohol, and they all had to have girdles and stuff like that.
We're not quite there yet.
Right.
It's not far off.
Fantastic. That's brilliant that you're doing another one.
No, well, we're doing 4 episodes. We start shooting on Friday.
You know my Red Dwarf story, don't you?
No.
You don't know my Red Dwarf story? I mean, we must have talked about it.
No, I think you have.
You've probably forgotten, but I'll tell it for your viewers who might be interested, since some of them clearly are Red Dwarfs.
Straight over?
I'm trying to think what the best place to go is for the fish. Go straight over. There's a Tesco's at the top. Right, I'll go up there. Although parking will be slightly problematic, even though you're sitting in the car.
Keep spinning round the corner.
Okay. Is it all right for me to get out?
Yeah. Okay. As long as you undo your mic.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith forgot and broke one of my best mics.
Oh, really?
He just got out.
That's terrible. Well, my Red Dwarf is, when I was a student, I did a show in Edinburgh called Super Lads. This was in 1986, well before the whole New Land thing. But it was about lads. And Ed came to see it.
Wow.
Ed Bye. And afterwards, he asked me to audition for the part of...
Lister, presumably, was it? Or
no, what's Craig Charles's part?
Yeah, Lister.
Lister, for the part of Lister. I had a big goth Robert Smith hairdo at the time, and I think they thought that was sort of probably nothing to do with my acting ability. They probably thought, oh yeah, it'd be quite good for him to have that kind of hair.
He looks scruffy.
He looks scruffy, exactly.
The last human.
Exactly. And you know, you could imagine Lister as a bit goth or whatever.
Yeah.
So I did it, and apparently, well, in fact, not apparently, I remember at the time, Ed rang me. He rang me and he said, you're down to the last 2.
Wow.
And the other one must have been great.
Where's Tesco's?
Tesco's is just down here.
If I don't go down left at this junction, or do I
go straight on?
Go straight on.
And then we'll try and find somewhere to park.
Okay. They don't have a car park then in this particular Tesco?
No, it's a Tesco Express.
Yeah.
And there's a fishmonger's actually, which probably would be a better place to go, but it's slightly more difficult to park.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered. And Frank's girlfriend won't notice because she's basically a vegan and, you know, as a result, probably not interested in
Just
food.
put lots of sauce on it.
No, I don't think that's what I'm
no sauce.
We think... I could be wrong about this because I haven't really checked her dietary regulation, but I think she probably wants it really plain and find sauce.
So I see.
Sauce of it.
So you need to really find the finest fish.
Yeah, I'm going to Tesco Express for that. Obviously, that'll do.
Cod fish cakes.
Yeah.
Just scrape off the batter.
Yeah. So I should tell you that that you find me at a strange moment in my life because John Updike died yesterday or the day before, and John Updike is my hero. He's probably the only hero I have left. I used to have lots of heroes when I was a kid, as we all
they
do.
gradually fall away.
And gradually they either die or reveal themselves to have feet of clay, or you sort of, you know, people like Woody Allen who become shit, and whatever. Maradona, who's a hero of mine, and he turns out to be a total cunt or whatever. But John Updike, who came to me as a hero late in life, he didn't become a hero of mine. There's Tesco Express. I think if we go right here, I might be able to find somewhere I could walk back.
Up that little alley there,
I think you won't be able to find anywhere here.
Yorkshire Grey, please.
Church Row, Constable is buried at the end of Church Row.
I can't go. Yeah, Yorkshire Grey places.
No, you can't go up there.
No. That's one of the things I'm thinking of doing, is every now and then putting a map. Clearly not when I'm outside people's houses.
Right.
But putting a map up every now and then in the video with a little pinpoint.
Oh, I see.
So,
that's a good idea.
Because lots of Americans watch it and they don't know London and they don't know where it is, and then they can look at it on Google Earth. Or there must be some clever way.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Americans are interested in it as a kind of tourist thing.
Well, they could
sort of like, you know, I like a view of London.
Because we're parking
this guy, he's like a taxi driver. Right? He just shows us around London.
And this is, I've been to a wedding at that church there. But
well, that's where Constable's buried. Oh, this one's about to leave.
But she's resident.
No, but you can stay in the car.
If I stay in
if you stay in the car.
They might not notice because she's driving exactly the same car.
that's imagining that traffic wardens have a memory
Yeah.
of the cars that were there
No,
before.
not only
Some
that,
kind of trace
yeah,
memory.
they go, that black Prius that's parked there is now covered in mud.
Yes, that's true.
From the Cotswolds. And yet a moment ago it was
Yeah.
pristine.
Yeah. I think that would lead them to check, possibly, whether or not it's a parking permit car. But that is, you see, what's interesting about that is, it's a typical example of life and how rubbish it is, right? If I was looking for a parking space, and
Yeah.
I do have a parking permit
Right.
here, this would never happen.
No.
I'd have to go miles down there. But it just so happens that here we are, but you don't have a CAH
No.
parking permit, so I'll
Don't have
probably
any.
come out and...
Actually, I've got my little parking permit for Westminster,
Right.
which only allows me to park in my garage space.
Really?
And nowhere else. So it's completely useless.
The stuff.
You got all your stuff. You scored.
I got that, but then I
scored.
realised I need to get a present for Frank. Now, I
Was
don't,
it his
I don't
birthday
know.
or something then, or-
Yesterday was his
Oh, right.
birthday. He was 52. Would you believe?
Oh, we're the same age. I didn't realise.
All
I
right.
thought he was younger than me. Wow. That's
No, 52.
I mean, I'm 53 quite soon, so I'm
Right.
older than him.
And well, actually, and interestingly enough,
So I zip round and go back that way.
yeah. Well, how much of a taxi service are you? Because you could just
Full
we could
taxi
just do this and drop me off somewhere and I could get him a present, or you could wait for me again somewhere. I don't want to abuse your
Well, I mean,
services. And if
No,
you're busy,
I'm absolutely fine because I'm doing another one, but I don't have to be there till
well, I
1.
don't have to get him a big present because, and here's an interesting thing,
Yeah.
is that we had lunch, me and him, a while ago, sort of 7 months ago, and he suddenly said, I've decided I don't want presents anymore. I don't want to get you presents.
Right.
And I don't want you to get me presents. I'll get presents for your kids.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to get me presents, right?
Right.
So I completely forgot about this, and I was in recently gone what's it called, Zavvi, that thing that closed down recently. It used to be Tower Records. Or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Zavvi.
Zavvi. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Zavvi. It sounds like I was in a prostitute, and I called him and said,
It's really cheap.
"Yeah, it's really."
I was in Zavvi, that really cheap one.
The really cheap one that's closed down. And I phoned him and said, I've thought of this present for you, but I want to check that you haven't got it first. And he rang me back cross that I'd forgotten the no present regulation.
Right.
But the thing is, it doesn't work with a childless person who says, oh yeah, but I will also get presents for your children, because then I feel guilty that he's giving presents to my kids and he's not getting anything.
Yeah.
So I just said, I will consider the present is from the kids.
Yes, and also consider that the present is not for you; it's for me to give it to you. There's that.
Yes,
that, which is a good one. So it's like a bit of guilt leverage.
Yeah, so anyway, he's coming around tonight, his birthday yesterday, and then I said, so you don't want a present? And then he started saying, well, actually, a few people have bought me presents. And I said, all right, well, I'll get you a present then. So that's what I have to do.
Right, okay.
But it doesn't have to be a big one. I might just get him a book or something. Okay, so this is what I got Frank. Okay, I got him a book called Make 'Em Laugh, which I got. Obviously, he's interested in comedy, but the great thing about this book is about American comedy.
Yeah.
Thus, one doesn't have the problem as one does occasionally with British books about British comedy.
Where you
of
know
thinking, oh fuck, what they said about me, and not being happy with it.
Yeah.
So that's great. And I got him. I'm going to give him this from my kids, which is a book about American, or book of cowboy comic.
Wow.
But most important thing I think he'll like most.
He's done well for a man who didn't want
I
presents.
know, he's done too well.
I've never had presents that good. I'm going to tell you that. I don't want presents for my birthday in 2 weeks. I don't want any presents.
Right. Well, tell your listeners.
I don't want any presents for my birthday.
Yeah, because you'll get loads.
I'll get loads then.
Yeah. Look, here's the thing, is that I found this brilliant thing, which is I'm obviously going to go home and apply a caption to, which will be David and Frank finally decide to work together again.
I can't see it, so I want to see it now.
It's perfect, isn't it?
So is that a scoop, though? Are you going to work together again?
Well, we haven't stopped working
suppose
together.
you haven't really, have you? No.
I mean, actually, I'll tell you what he's trying
You
to do.
haven't done it for a while, though, have you? When did you last do...
Well, it was decommissioned by ITV. Baddiel's getting it unplanned after 5 series. They finally cottoned on to the fact that basically it wasn't a proper television programme. It's just me and him chatting in front of an audience. Although it was good. I really loved Unplanned. I loved Unplanned, and I have to say, ITV, in a typical ITV way, commissioned it probably at the point at which it was becoming really, really good.
Right. Well, that's when they cut it.
That's when they cut it.
I just wanted to quickly do before we finish.
Yeah.
Because it has been very good. The reason that I'm doing this is not because of you.
Yeah.
It's because of what we did. Years ago, you gave me a lift. I stuck a camera in the corner, like a really crap camera, which had a microphone in shot.
Right.
So through the whole thing, like above your head, there's a microphone.
Oh, is there?
Right, yeah.
Well, the thing is that when you asked me to do this, I had completely forgotten that, and
I'd forgotten
it was
for years.
literally something. When you said, I thought, oh yeah, and then you said that we talked very graphically about sex and whatnot and porn. And that rang a bell, obviously. Although I'm surprised it rang a bell because I've done it so much over the years. But yeah, I seem to remember it was quite. It became. Did it become dark?
It got darkish. I mean, it's because it was pouring rain and we were in a traffic jam, and that was that thing.
It sounds like a very extreme play for today.
Yeah, it was really hardcore play for today. It was never broadcast, but it was because it was that thing that happens when you're driving with someone. That's what inspired me. I went, that works as a little idea.
And you didn't do anything about it for 12 years.
Years. Yeah. And I went, one day I'm going to get 2 little Camry.
Well, as it happens,
put them in the car.
I mean, it was very. You wouldn't have known at the time, but it was very, whatever the word is, foresighted of you, because it wouldn't have really worked as a thing you could do much with then. But now
you can. Yeah. I think that's what it is. It's evolved naturally, and when the time was right, and you could suddenly do it, I went, oh yes, now I could do that.
I wonder what the car gives it though, because theoretically you could do this just at your house.
You could do it at your house, but what you tend to do,
formality
and what you tend to do when you're sitting at home or in a studio, I think you've got 2 chairs and you angle them in a weird crap way with cameras so that you can, and it's automatically unnatural.
Yes.
And if you and I were in your kitchen talking, we wouldn't be looking at each other all the time. You'd be blah, 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 and you'd be going blah, blah, and I'd go there and I'd laugh and you'd say something.
Yes.
You know. Whereas, and when you're in a car, where we look that way. Both of us. I have to look that way.
No, it feels very natural. You're right.
Good.
Yeah, but I might have to slap you about a bit.
I think a slapping sequence would be quite good. Can you call me a slag as well?
Yeah, you slag.
Slag.
I can do that. I'm sort of. I've written the script while we've been talking. All right, that'll do for that.
Okay.
I think. Should we all? That's good.
It's good here.
So, where do you want to go?
Oh, right, down, Westbourne Grove is sort of, I mean, not here, where is it, next one along? Elgin, if you go along Elgin Crescent, you take a left at Elgin, wherever that is.